Good afternoon. I was working with some violets this afternoon, and I've noticed a thing or two. Matter of fact, this was I brought this up on I think a video I did the other day. Somebody said something about them, but too much light on a violet and what it can cause. When I've had experience growing violets, a lot of experience growing violets, and I used what light fixtures I had when I set myself back up here a few months back. The lights are a little bit too intense. They're running about 18, 20 inches above the plants, which is high for African violets, but these bulbs are a little bit too intense. They're fluorescents. They're just too intense. They're 4 bulb fixtures. I've dropped it down to 2 bulbs, and it's working much better. But you see how tight this plant is? There's darker foliage around the outside. It's lighter in the center. But you see how tight this foliage is? I hope that's clear. Excuse my dirty nails. I've been planting all day. That's real tight. See this one? Now there's some differences because of genetics. But you see how this one it's more of an open crown. It has some room. This is a darker foliage one. And again, see how tight that is? I mean, it's just, you can't, the leaves are distorting themselves trying to get out. It's so tight. Super, super dark foliage. This is a Russian variety called Frosty Cherry. Same thing. And you also will, if you'll notice this, see the domeness? See how the plant is domed? Now, as a stem elongates on a plant, they'll get a domed appearance like that somewhat. But one of the signs of excessive light is the leaves folding down over the pot. Whereas, see how this one is? See how the leaves are held out a little more flat? Again, there's genetics that can cause some of this, and it has a bearing on that. Leaf type, leaf color, etc., etc. Once I dropped the bulbs down, dimmed the light, and they weren't getting excessive light, the lighter green started coming back out, which is the normal green for this plant, and it's starting to slowly open back up. Notice how this one, new growth is always going to be lighter, but it's a little more uniform. This is one called Vampire Kiss. This is Millennia, Frosty Cherry. This is one, I think, called My Heart. No, that's Evelyn, excuse me. It's a dark foliage. Redback. Love the red underneath the leaves. Beautiful, beautiful. But super, super tight. Now, there are mites that can cause that, over-fertilization also. There's a cyclamen mite. If you've got cyclamen plants around your African violets, they can jump. But cyclamen mites will typically cause a real tight crown also, but you usually get some deadness in the crown also, or some disease-looking parts. Over-fertilization, you're going to get a crust on your soil. You might get some burnt leaf tips. You might have some salt residue around the edge of the pot or in your saucer. You're going to see some signs of nutrient buildup. Typically, this isn't nutrient buildup. This is from too much light. And every violet's going to be different as well. These particular darker ones, like this right here, these have been moved to a lower light end of the shelf where they're not going to get quite as much light, and they seem to be opening up a little bit better. You have to groom them so much and take leaves off so often that I'm not worried about some of this, the domeness or anything. This will all correct itself. Anyway, just wanted to mention that. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.